But it's so important that we love on ourselves. If you can take anything away from this podcast, from this message, is that the more you love on you, the easier your life is. Because what you do, how you love yourself, is what is the amount other people can love you. Right? So you can't give what you don't have, right? And you cannot receive what you aren't feeling. So if we pay attention and we work on that, that is going to grow.
When she smiles at you, she'll say, angels don't lie. Angels don't lie.
Welcome to the 201st episode of Angels Don't Lie with your host, Jeanne Street, God-based spiritual medium, healer, and author. Today's episode is a deep dive into the concept of divine miracles, with a very heartfelt and personal discussion on grief with Jeanne. There is a reason why you've been led to listen today. You may be healing from grief yourself, or looking to connect with a past loved one. Or maybe you're just looking for guidance in your life to raise your vibration, feel uplifted and connected to a divine higher power and your higher self. No matter where you are on your journey and path, you're in the perfect place. We hope you enjoy the 201st episode of Angels Don't Lie.
Welcome. I am thrilled to be here tonight to talk about divine miracles, to talk about grief, to share experiences with you that are intimate and personal. That's what these readings are all about. What I'd like you to do right now, though, when you're just tuning in and joining me, is one, I want you to bring to mind who it is in heaven tonight that you are hoping to connect with. I want you to open up that heart center and really feel it deeply. If you want, if you're watching this live, you can please add that name into the chat. If you're listening to the replay, then I invite you to write it down and then add it to the comment section under the podcast or the YouTube video. Because what we're going to do today is we're going to come together in prayer. We're going to lean into the messages that are going to come through. And what you're going to find in hearing from the callers tonight is a connection to your loved one as well. You're going to hear words, you're going to hear messages and just phrases that are going to remind you of them. And this is how souls will piggyback on each other to send that message, to remind us that we are not alone. So this has been a big week for me, personally. Obviously we had Christmas and family and holidays and birthdays. My house is filled with a lot of December births, and it's wonderful and it's beautiful and it keeps us so busy. But what also is happening, is that our energy gets really depleted. So if you're a sensitive soul like me, if you are an empath or you have psychic abilities that you work with, your intuitiveness, then what you find from being around a lot of people and stuff and buying is that you can get very depleted and you can feel really low. Because we have a lot of extra to-dos, right? Wrapping gifts, hanging out. And so what happened for me is, of course, just like I'm sure you guys, I started to feel a little bit like, whoa, this is a lot. I got a lot going on. And my body gets very reactive. So here I am. It is Christmas Eve. And, it's a beautiful Christmas Eve. My husband and I spent it by ourselves because our kids are grown and they have their extended families and beautiful things to do. And we are seeing big rise in COVID around us. So we decide we're going to stay home and we're going to do our first Christmas Eve together alone in our 36 years of marriage. So we are doing that. And I wake up in the middle of the night. So it's wee in the hours of Christmas morning. And I am just feeling achy and pain. My body hurts from wrapping and ironing and all the little extra details that we don't normally do. And that just starts to bother me. And I just cannot get myself settled to go back to sleep. So I take myself into our beautiful, we are very fortunate. We have the most gorgeous bathroom, which has heated floor, which, guys, can I tell you, is freaking amazing. So I'm laying on this floor because this is where I can get like that comfort of being like kind of held, right? And feel that warmth on my aches, and it feels so good. But I'm having this experience in the middle of the night when I'm tired and I'm in pain, and I can feel my friend Elisa. I can feel her in my thoughts. I can see her and I can hear her. And what I'm hearing is, I'm letting go. Jeannie, I am not going to live with this pain anymore. I'm not going to have this pain anymore. There's no more pain. So I hear her telling me the story, but I don't want to hear it. And anybody that has a gift similar to mine, this is a big responsibility that we have, right? We have to listen to God when God speaks to us. And I really pride myself on not going past where God wants me to go, not to go places that are in telling predictions. And so for me personally, I take that very, very seriously. And, over the summer, my dear friend Elisa, and I don't know if you guys know this, but we have only known each other. We'd only known each other for a year. It was really amazing how we came together. And we were going to be sharing the video. I thought I had posted it the other day, but because I was crying so much in my grief, I actually messed it up and only put a picture. So my team is helping me, and the video will actually be on this week of the very first reading that I did with her on Instagram, that's how we met. And so she came into my life during a period where she was grieving, and she was working through her cancer journey. She was going a holistic way, and she was doing all of these beautiful things. And as we started to work together, she came aboard on my personal team. She started working with me because she had a beautiful PR agency. She did social media. And so she stepped in and she started to really help me clean up my presence. And we really did a lot of work together. And, I got to tell you this, I got to slow us down because I got to tell you the story. The first day that we actually met in physical person. So we had talked on the phone, we had Facebooks. As soon as after we did that reading, we were like connected. That was it. We were like instant friends. And so she comes to my house for the very first time to gather information, take some photos, and we're going to talk about how we're going to work together. And I decide I'm going to feed her because this is what I do. I feed my people. I love on them. I show them who I am. And so I got the message to make her this beautiful vegan vegetable lasagna that I make. And I did. And I actually have pictures of it. I can share if you guys are interested. So it's made with cashew ricotta, and it's made with zucchini as, sliced very thin as the noodles, and had spinach in between. It was just really gorgeous. And so she comes in and we sit down, and I'm like, okay, before we get going, I have a little lunch to share with you so we can just chat. And she's like, okay. And so I bring it out and I show her, this lasagna and a little salad and everything. And she wells up in tears. And I'm surprised because it's just veggie lasagna. And she said, Jeannie, like, you know that it's my birthday? And I said, nope. How would I know it was her birthday? And she said, well, my mom every year made me lasagna for my birthday. And I'm coming to your house and you made me this vegetable lasagna. And she's like blown away. She's just blown away. And of course, I'm thanking my angels because I heard make her vegetable lasagna, and I follow with what I am shown to do because I believe in it 100%. I believe in my guidance. in what God is showing me. And I know that there's a bigger reason. So we sit and we break bread, so to speak, with no bread. We have this connection, and we're having this beautiful meal together. And that was how it worked every time. Every time we got together, there was a beautiful meal. It was a healing that we both needed. So over the summer, when things started to get a little bit more, her cancer started to get a little bit bigger than what she or anyone wanted, for sure. I got the message that, she needed help. She needed support, more support than what she was willing at the moment to do, because it was going to require her to get probably some medicine, and she needed to be at the hospital. And so we had a little bit of, kind of tug of war, because I was saying things that she did not want to hear. And I understand and I try to respect, but the angels were leaning in really hard on me. They were really leaning in and saying, like, this has to be said. And so I did. I said, we happened to be in person, and we were in the car together. And I said, listen, I said, this is what I'm getting, that you need support, that what's happening in your lungs isn't going to just go away. You need support. And she listened. She did. She finally leaned in and she got the support that she needed. And she did get hospitalized, and they did take some fluid out of her lung. And then they ended up having to do some more procedure. It was really a big struggle. So fast forward to, a little bit further down the road, I had the experience where, I was hearing that December was going to be a challenging month, that December was going to be a possible exit month. And I do not want to hear this. I do not want to go past where Jesus wants me to go. I do not want to speak this, because I don't want to make it a reality if it's not written. And so I don't speak it, because I was feeling like this wasn't for anyone else to know, and I held it and I loved on it. So when I woke up Christmas morning and I'm laying in the bathroom, and it's 2:30, 2:45 in the morning, and I feel her, and I feel her leaving, and I feel her telling me about the pain, and I feel, and I'm saying feel, and I'm meaning it with my senses, with every one of my senses. I'm going through this with her, in a sense. And then I can feel this peace. I can feel this utter peace and this calm. And I didn't want to see it. I'm going to be honest with you. I wanted to ignore it. I wanted it not to be real. I mean, right? I mean, I want her not to be in pain, but I know her not being in pain means she's not here. I'm sure you've had this experience if you've lost a loved one, especially if you've been in the room with them, if you've been with someone who's crossed over, is you don't want them to be in pain. You don't want them to have that suffering, and you want them to have that freedom. And if you are like my husband and have had a near-death experience, or you have a connection to heaven like mine, then you know that this is a full release, and that when we cross that barrier between, that veil between here, this physical heavy experience, and we step into the veil and we have freedom. There's this light and there's this energy, and then love is the infinite. Love is everything. My husband has a really beautiful way of seeing it. And if you haven't watched that podcast or listened to that podcast, I'm sorry, because you can do video or podcast, either way. I definitely recommend you guys heading over to whatever your favorite podcast company is, Apple, or going onto YouTube, listen to his near-death experience, because he explains it really clearly about, he said, it wasn't so much that the sun was shining on him, it's that he was the sun, he was the purple flowers, he was one with everything, because that's the infinite connection of love, that it's not ending. So while I am grieving the physical loss of my friend, that I want her to be here. I want to make her that lasagna. I want to love on her. I know our relationship isn't over. I know that it's actually just the beginning. Because God brings us together. He brings us together for a reason, right? There's a beautiful reason for everything. All roads lead us to these moments, right? To this moment here and now. Nothing that you have experienced in your life is going to be wasted. Nothing I have experienced in my life is going to be wasted. God is going to use all of that yumminess to create the good, right? Oh, so big, right? And grief is just so visceral, so real. It's so, what else is it? It's just so, it can be so amazing. It can be such an opening. It can be a burden too, if we aren't expressing it. So I've been taking it slow the last couple of days, really just slow, just slowing it down. Like normally I'm a crazy work girl. I'm like going and going and going, but I'm grooving. It's like, I'm doing it. It's okay. If I don't feel like, writing that email, I'm not going to do it, but it's so important that we love on ourselves. If you can take anything away from this podcast, from this message, is that the more you love on you, the easier your life is. Because what you do, how you love yourself, is what is the amount other people can love you, right? So you can't give what you don't have, right? And you cannot receive what you aren't feeling. So if we pay attention and we work on that, that is going to grow. Which brings me to the quote that I wanted to share with you. Thank you. And thank you all for your beautiful words. And, grief is real for all of us, right? It really, really is. And I don't pretend that I'm the only one with grief. I mean, I do this for a living. I'm connecting you to your departed loved ones every single day. I know what it is. We all are going to experience loss because none of us are going to get out of here alive. Like this life isn't the full, right? It's the after party that is. I wanted to read this beautiful quote because it's about a miracle. It's about how miracles are present for us. And when we want to make manifest of those miracles, when we want to draw in more love, more abundance, healing, what is it that you want to call in? Well, then we have to realize that this is already written. This has already been written with God for you. So here's the quote. It's from Luke chapter 8, verse 17. For nothing is hidden that will not be made manifest, nor is anything secret that will not be known and come to light. Wait, this is like so good, right? For nothing is hidden that will not be made manifest. So nothing is hidden. Like if you have this desire, if this is inside of you, nothing will be hidden. Like you have these visions, you have this knowing, and like it can come to light, and light is love, right? So that's the vibration. So like to know this, to lean into this, to believe in this is the miracle. So how do we know if a miracle is real? How do we experience a miracle? Well, I experienced a miracle when Elisa came to me, right? In the wee hours of Christmas morning. I maybe didn't want to see it, but I knew it was a miracle because listen, the ability to be able to connect with our truth, to feel things that are beyond, that's a miracle, right? And I know you guys have this. I know you guys experience this. I know you have dreams of your loved ones. I know that you feel them with you. That, my love, is a miracle. All right, so to first understand, about our miracle is that it is our sense of perception. And this is how we identify. It is through your perceiving it. So while we can poo-poo, we can ignore, like you could be like, I didn't want to see this. I didn't want to face it because I knew what was going to come for her when I got the December. I didn't want to be in it, but I knew with my sense, I knew with every ounce what spirit was showing me. So then we decipher this through our senses. We receive all of this energy through our body, and then we decipher through our senses. So it's your sense that's really important. That's your keen, that's your tune in, right? If you're getting it with the sense, then you know, okay, here it is, right? This is what I have to pay attention to. You know, am I seeing it? Are we seeing spirit? Are we having a vision? Are we seeing it? Excuse me, are we seeing it in our mind? Are we seeing it on the outside? Seeing color, seeing a shadow? Are we seeing an actual sign, maybe numbers, maybe your loved one's name, right? So visual, let me know, are you the visual person? Are you receiving in that way? Are we hearing it? Are you hearing names? Are you hearing a song? Are you hearing your name called out? Are you hearing? Did you pick up the phone and get a old voicemail and listen to your loved one's voice? Like, listen, that's the miracle. Right? So when you get it, like we've run through these senses. The next thing, like when we're physical, when we're hugging our loved one, this is when we're utilizing our sense of connecting, our feeling. We can feel things, right? When we're hugging people. What else do I want to tell you? I have my paper and I'm just throwing myself all over the place, but I used examples in this, which I think are really great. The same was true when Jesus turned water into wine and it was tasted by his disciples. You see, there's a miracle, right? He turned the water to wine, but they tasted it. So the miracle is they used their sense to taste. They saw this. It's a visual. It's a full sense experience. Or when Thomas could feel the prints in his hands of the resurrection of Christ, like this is he felt Jesus, he felt his hands. And many of you have had experiences of seeing apparition, of seeing the Holy Mother, of seeing Jesus, right? I have a beautiful photo that my friend shared with me, and I am going to be sharing this with you guys very soon, from his uncle. His uncle was on this flight. It was from the 70s, and the flight was like going all over the place. They really thought they were going to crash. They thought they were going to die. He took out his old Kodak camera and he took a photo because he couldn't believe what he was seeing outside the window. He saw Jesus, and it's a photo of Jesus. And they knew, the people around him, they knew that they were going to be okay, and they were. And there is a miracle. Like they had their faith, they were calling, they were praying, and then they had a visual. They saw, but they had their faith first, so they believed, right? It is our belief that is the most important thing. That is the most important thing with this connection. So if I can tell you anything, like if you have this gift, if you are wanting to learn how to channel or to work with it, it is really believing in yourself and believing that God has a purpose for you. God has a purpose for you to do your work, whatever that is, whatever your work is. The Bible teaches us that miracles are natural. They're a natural thing. It's not forced, right? So you can make manifest. We can talk about this a little bit. And this is why I have a little problem with some law of attraction stuff. And I say little because it's not judgment. It's just, if you're manifesting outside of God, it's messy. You might receive a bunch of things. You might be really great at it, and you might have a bunch of things, but it won't fill you up. It doesn't fill your cup up. So it's not self-love. It's more materialistic. And so when we lean into our desires that match our soul, and we just start bringing that to light, because remember, God, he has this, and he's gonna show it, like it's gonna be real. You just have to believe. Well, wow, that's the purity of that pure divine magic, right? Oh, I like this statement that I wrote. I'm going to share this part with you. I believe the pathway for miracle infused abundance is through co-creating your life with God. Abundance is different for each of us. And some of us will feel abundant financially. Others will feel abundant with good health or in their relationships. Whatever being in the presence of abundance means to you. So I invite you to kind of lean into, what does abundance mean to you? I know abundance for my friend Elisa was her relationships. I know that she prided herself on being true, on being real, and smiling and showing up, and she did. And like I love that about her physical experience here. I loved how she embodied that. I loved that she took her healing journey on her own to mean what it needed to mean for her, and not necessarily what it meant for other people, which is a difficult thing because there was a lot of judgment, a lot of anger towards the way she was treating herself, but that was her journey. So I think that's a beautiful thing. And I want to really lean into that. Like, there is no right and there's no wrong. The soul has an experience, and that was hers. That was her way of going through things. And I love that. I think that's the honor. That's the glory, right? So what's the healing, right? We wonder, what is the healing? And the healing is, sometimes we are healed in this physical plane. Sometimes we are healed and we continue to grow and evolve here. And sometimes we're healed when we cross over, and we still evolve and grow, but just in a lighter, different way. And our journeys are interconnected. So that means our lives are forever woven together. Our soul is forever woven together. So our experiences are going to be really vast. It's beautiful. So a couple of things about manifesting. Divine Miracles is a little workshop I have this Thursday. It is about manifesting with God. It is about setting ourselves up for 2022, two twos, I love this, to be in the vibration of our purity. So I'm doing a soul mapping during this experience, which is a very unique type of reading that I do. And I don't offer it often because it's kind of big and time consuming, and I don't really even know why I'm not offering it often, but it's a really, really important one because it's very similar to if you've ever had an astrology reading without the astrology part, because I don't do astrology. I lean into where the angels are showing me, like, your divine purpose, your divine path, and so there's bits and pieces that start lining up, and they create this view for me, and they highlight it. They just start highlighting, and then you know where to focus your energy on. Again, this is not about prediction. It's not about outcome. It's rather loving the journey you're on, and then having some tools to work with in order to create and believe in that abundance that really is yours. So if this sparks you and you want to join me on the 30th, tickets are available on my website, jeannestreet.com, under events, and it's Divine Miracles Workshop, and I would love for you to be there. So next thing I wanted to share before I take your calls tonight, which we are going to take some readings in just a few minutes, was I wanted to share what the angels were showing me for 2022. Just to step in for the beginning of the year, January, like, where are we going and what does this look like? Because there's a lot of angst going around. I mean, still this leftover pandemic experience has still left a lot of anxiety behind. It's left some really low vibe energy, and I'm ready for, like, the skies to open and like, just beautiful grace to come and lift us all back up. And what the angels are showing is, like, January 2022 is going to be a renewal of your energy, a renewal of, but even more than a renewal is really more like dialed up, like charged up, bigger, brighter, bolder experiences of who you are. So I want you to lean into this as an opportunity to grow, an opportunity to really step into something fun and bright and shiny. And they're like, yes, take those classes, and yes, learn how to paint, and yes, get out your writing tools. They're like, all of the things that are going to be creative and done in love, yes. And anything that's going to bring you to a struggle, to feeling low or staying the same, say no. Like they're saying, like, move that aside and really start to plant yourself in creative juices. So new projects and just bright colors. It feels like it's really important for those of you that are creators with any type of art, even graphic art, like use bright, bold colors. Get those big purples and reds and yellows. Get them all going, really glowy colors. So those of you that have voice, that are using your voice to connect with people, singing, talking, leading, lean into more personalized stories. They're saying lean into more of the experiences that light you up and shine your light out. These like paint a purpose stories. Like they're like, it's really important for us to start to lift the energy collectively together. And that's what we're going to see. We're going to see group experiences. Join in, have fun, move your body. Like don't sit. They're saying like go, like be adventurous in ways that feel really special to you. Even if it's a snow hike, if you're in the winter, the weather where it's cold, definitely be outside, definitely connect with other humans in ways that feel really authentic and good for you. So 2022 overall feels bright and shiny and a renewal. Okay. So I want you to lean into that. I want you to trust it. I want you to feel it. And I want you to pray and don't stop praying. Pray for this energy to continue to release, and the hold over the yick and the yuck to really start to dissipate fully. Okay. Beautiful. So now I'm going to take your calls. Hello, this is Jeannie. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, my name's Kristen.
Kristen?
Yeah.
How are you, love?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing great, thank you.
First of all, your story about your friend was beautiful. So.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Difficult for sure, right?
Oh, of course, yeah. I was just wondering if anything, just whatever comes through for me, but maybe from my grandpa.
What was your grandfather's first name, Kristen?
Larry.
Thank you, love. Kristen, I get a little anxiety around you first as I'm finally tapping into you and paying attention, which is my sign for like nervousness. Do you understand the nervousness?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like full-blown anxiety, but it just feels like you get unraveled. And I feel like also they're like, I almost feel like hyper. I feel like you just have a lot of energy, so you can go. You understand that?
Sometimes, yeah.
Which, I mean, I love that. I feel like that's really beautiful. So around your grandfather, I get like smoking. I get like, or heavy in the chest. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
And he's like, actually, I'm getting the waft of the cigarettes. I'm like, all right, stop. You can stop that. And he's kind of like a mellow tone, but he also has a smile, like a little bit of a smirk. Do you understand that?
Yeah.
He's bringing around 4 or 5, and I don't know what's that number mean. If it's 45
4
together,
5.
Yeah, or 4 and 5.
I have a daughter who's 4.
Okay. And how long has it been gone?
Right now. He just passed away in June. It was actually around her birthday.
Okay.
So
there you go.
Maybe that's it.
Yep. So there you go. The 4 definitely. I'm not sure where the 5 is, but that's okay. So I feel like what he's showing me for you for specifically is like, first he's like, I get like darling. He's saying darling, darling, darling. I don't know if that's just an endearment and I feel like he's just, I feel like he was strict but gentle. I feel like he was involved and not involved. Do you understand that? Like,
he lived in another state.
Okay, so I kind of feel like a little stand backish too, just in his energy. But I feel like, he's doing really well. Like he feels really great. Like he can see, and I feel like, like his skin, everything looks good, where I don't think he felt or looked good in life at the end.
Yeah.
But he's breathing
I'm sorry, what?
He's breathing easier. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're fine. I was just going to say he actually died from lung cancer from smoking.
So that's why I get that gray tone. And I think that was important why it came through the very first, right? That you understand that.
Yeah.
I hope this brings you some peace, my love. I feel like that's what he's showing me. Like you just need a little peace in your life, a little calm, a little rescuing, he says.
Yeah, we're actually thinking of moving. He lived in North Carolina, and we're thinking of kind of moving there around where he lived. So that's kind of why I wanted to see if, I don't know, if he had anything to say.
Well, I love that they saying the peace, right? And if that's going to bring you peace, so remember, like we have to lean into what feels good in our body, and that's the most important thing for you. If that's going to bring you that peace and that joy, absolutely. Like, yes. Yeah. That's a yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Well, thank you. Thank you so much.
You're most welcome. I hope you have a beautiful night. Thank you for calling in.
You too, hon. Bye.
All right. Bye. Hi, this is Jeannie. Who am I speaking with?
This is Randy.
Hi, Randy. How are you, love?
I guess I'm just pleasantly surprised because it was kind of an impromptu sort of like, if it's meant to be, it'll be, and then here you are answering me.
Yeah, you're on the air. Hello.
Hi, and I'm sorry for your loss. I've been on from the beginning, and I am sorry to hear that.
Thank
Absolutely. You. Do I just let you see what you see, or do I ask you specifically for specific
So normally
people?
what I do on the show is, I mean, I can definitely do that, but it makes it easier and makes us go through the callers a little, the people in the waiting line, if you just kind of say like, hey, this is what I was looking for tonight.
I was looking for, reassurance and guidance. I would expect that to come from my mother's mother over anyone else that has deceased. But if anybody else, is taking the reins, I'm open to anybody.
As soon as you started talking, I get the mother figure around for you.
Okay.
And so I feel like this gentleness around her as well. I feel very wise, and I feel, I don't know why she's showing me like bags, and I feel like they're grocery bags, not necessarily shopping bags, but she's showing me a lot of them. Do you understand that?
Only in that she didn't drive, and I recently had a conversation with my mother about her, and I was wondering, I'm like, how did she get her groceries? So I don't know if maybe that's why, just
that's
to validate.
Hilarious. So there it is. Because I'm getting like paper bags, and I'm like, okay, not even like what we do now with our like regular bags or plastic bags. It's like paper bags. But I also feel like super gentle, and I feel like I want to say like her skin is very soft in her hands. Like I can feel her hand in my hand, and I feel like that's an important thing for you. I don't know if you held hands with her or you were with her when she crossed, but she's showing me the holding of the hand.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to say, like, I can't physically remember her hand in mine, but my mom's older sister has the softest hand, so it's probably genetic.
And I feel like that's an important thing. Like when something stands out for us, such as hands, or holding and
Mhm.
skin, like there's a reference, right, that she's using, reminding that she's there and that she's connected. I feel like the
Okay.
guidance that you want, she's telling me how intuitive that you are and that you have the ability to really stay with something and feel it out. But for some reason lately, and I really want to say I'm not blaming this on COVID, but she's saying it's more logic based lately, which isn't really your norm. It's not who you really are. So I'm wondering if you might do a little meditation for yourself to move inward and like breathing through your heart so you can experience that intuition again and lean into that beautiful, like I feel like that beautiful guidance that your body delivers. Do you understand that?
I do, and it has been blocked. You're right there on the head.
There you go. So, and I don't want you to beat yourself up for it because we've all been through the ringer. This has been, a very big teaching time, a big experience. Don't let any of it be wasted, but just know that this is showing you like you do really well with like breathing in through that heart center and leaning in, um and you don't do well when you are trying and trying and trying, because then it's just like it's a force and it doesn't feel like it's your truth.
Right, right. And then
Mhm.
I'm all in my head, and the wheels just keep spinning.
And that's, I mean, I'm sure everybody on social can just raise their hand right now and be like, oh yeah, we get on that hamster wheel and it's just round and round and round. So lean into that yumminess of who you are. Join a, meditation, or, just lean into that. I feel like it would be really great.
Okay. Um, okay. It's hard. The thoughts have been really taking over. So it is what I needed to hear. It's just
Mhm.
more getting there has been like the huge hurdle.
Well, my book, The Goddess You, it talks all about this. We go into the, ego, and ego can be healthy, right? And fear can be healthy because we need them both. But when it's ego contaminated by fear, that's when we get schmigo. That's what I call it. And that
I
schmigo
like it.
guy, yeah, he's taken over, and then he's like, it's the worst country western song. That's how you're living your life. Everything's getting taken away, and that's the lifetime movie we play in our head. So we really want to pay attention to what our body is saying. So I love this, guys. Like everybody, put your hand on your heart and hand on your belly, breathe, and then check in. Like drop out of your head and into your body and have that physical experience. That's when you'll start to hear the voice within.
Mm. Yeah. Yeah. It does feel a lot better dropping down into the body. It's just getting out of my way. That's like the big lesson that the past 2 years have been really hard to overcome.
I know. So remember, nothing's been wasted. Anything that you have experienced, hard times, because they feel like they're there,
Yeah.
there are good lessons there too. There is growth there. There is teachable things. So we can also take it and place it on the outside of us. If you're really in your head, you can put it on the outside and just hold it there and witness it instead of like having it re-enter into the feelings and the emotions and triggering the thoughts. Just take a bird's
Mhm.
eye view so you can see like what can I take away from this? What lessons are here? Because this experience, it sucks, but here's some yumminess I can, right?
Yeah. It's just sifting through to find the yumminess.
And you can do it, Randy, because they're telling me you're like fully loaded with your intuition and your gifts. So I know you can do it. I have great faith in
Well,
you.
I really do appreciate the encouragement because I have been in the doubt space for, I've been peeking outside of it, but then I kind of wind up sitting in it some more.
I feel like you would be really a great you would do really great with my Soul Shine group, which is this is what we kind of do. It's a like-minded experience. We meet twice a month, and it's a form of coaching, but I'm not a coach. And we just lean into these beautiful topics that the angels bring in, and it's a gathering of like-minded people that are in this spiritual journey together. So you might want to consider that. If it interests you, send me a
I will
message.
definitely. I'll look into it.
Yeah, send me a
I'm
message,
sorry.
and I can hook you up with people that are in the group just so you can talk and I always like to have that experience too, because then you know what you're stepping into.
Okay, fabulous. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Thank you, love. Have
Okay,
a beautiful night.
enjoy. Yes, you too. Thank you.
Okay,
Bye
bye.
bye.
Hi, this is Jeannie. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Ashley.
Hi, Ashley. How are you, love?
Oh, I'm good. How are you? I heard a beep. I'm like, wait, is that me?
That's you. You're on the air.
Oh my goodness, that's exciting. I did want to say I am very sorry for your loss. She sounded like such a beautiful soul.
Thank you. Yes, yes. She really certainly is a beautiful soul.
Oh, of course. I didn't really have anything specific to say or ask, but I guess just more so reassurance on what I've been feeling and just healing for some of like my other people in my life.
Yeah, so I feel for you, like Ashley, I don't know if you are, I just feel like there's some shifts and there changes. Like, so I don't know if you just moved out of a relationship or a job, but it feels like something shifted. Does that make sense?
Nothing with a relationship or a job, but
So
kind of spiritually.
Okay, so I'm getting the shift and I'm like, okay, so it feels so different. And it feels so good. It feels like, I don't know, whatever you're doing, like I want more of that for you, like literally more. And that's what I kind of feel like your angels are showing. Like that was like the first leap of faith. And that's what I feel like, why it feels like it was a move or something, because it feels like it was a leap of faith. Does that make sense?
Kind of, yeah. Like I've just been trying to like I know I'm very intuitive and spiritual, but I just feel like recently, this last like week or so, like I've been like actually listening to myself.
You're doing what we were
So I
just
don't know if
talking
it's
about.
like that.
Yeah, so you were doing what we were just talking with Randy about, which is leaning into your intuition, leaning into your truth, which and this is why they were showing like this dial open, like we're feeling things on a new level, and you took a leap of faith and trusted to go a little bit further than you've gone before, which is, I want to give you like, they're like, just give you like all this kudos and congratulations. And then to also encourage you to stay the course. So a really important practice is having a daily routine. So you're staying consistent, leaning in and journaling, and doing some really high vibe meditations, I feel like are really good for you.
That's awesome, because I like want more of what I've been feeling, but I didn't know like what to do to get there.
Yeah, and you don't have to force it. They're like, don't overthink it. It's really more of having a steady routine and having your intention set that this is actually who you are. This is what we were talking about in the very beginning about manifesting miracles. This is that miracle that you are aligning and you're pouring more love inward. You're filling your cup up. And that feels really groovy. So I love the same thing for you. I love you being a part of my Soul Shine group, the same type of experience, and starting to discover more about your gifts, even like pushing past a little bit of fear about it, because I feel like it's really important for you to be in that God-based connection as well.
Yes, definitely. I would love to do that.
Yeah. So again, like if it really touches you, you want, send me an email, reach out on social, and I'll hook you up with people in the group and, send you information.
Yes, definitely. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And just keep leaning inward like you're doing it. It's perfect.
Thank you. I really needed to hear that.
Have a great night, love.
Thank you. You too.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, this is Jeannie. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, this is Eileen. How are you?
Hi, Eileen. I'm great. How are you?
I'm okay. Again, I'm sorry about your friend.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Tough around the holidays, and I just went through my own cancer journey, and so it's difficult when you want to kind of try to do things holistically, versus conventional, poisonous medicine. It's definitely a tough choice. So My prayers
Yep.
are with you and your friends.
And I feel like we have to honor our soul. And I think that's, if I have to say anything about Elisa, is that she honored herself. She honored her journey.
Yeah.
She honored what was right for her.
Yeah.
And trust me, she stayed with it. I was with her in the hospital during one of her treatments, one of her experiences with her lungs. And she let them know loud and clear, like what was going to be happening. And it was a little overwhelming for someone who hasn't always used her voice to witness somebody really using her voice. And I was in awe of that.
Yeah.
So Eileen, I hope that reminds you to use your voice, my lovey. You understand why we're getting there, right?
I don't know. I don't know. I was kind of hoping, I just lost my dad most recently, but my sister's passed on too. So if you have any messages in that regard, but if you know something that I need to know about using my voice.
Well, it all comes from the same source. So your father, first, I feel like, his passing, he shows me like was fairly like quick, although I don't feel like leading up to it was quick. But when it came time, he's like, I got it done. Like your father's kind of funny. He has like a little bit of a dry sense of humor. He also shows me like this little hat, and he has like a glass. I don't know if there's scotch in it, but it has a strong smell, and I kind of have that taste of it in my mouth as well. You understand
red
that?
red wine.
Okay.
Red wine.
So I'm like, okay, what is this? So I'm just getting that as well. Is that alcohol like feeling? Oh, he can breathe so much easier. He's just showing me like this fresh breath of air, and it just feels really good. Like he feels so healthy where he hadn't been healthy for a very long time.
Yeah.
I feel like there's a lot going on. It's not just like, I feel like there's a lot across the board in your family and kind of around you that has really challenged you.
Yeah.
So really, where it's going to come through with you using your voice is leaning into, your dad is like saying, it's okay to say no. It's okay to stay home. It's okay for you to stop caring for everybody else when you are the one who really needs to be cared for.
Yeah.
And then don't take that lightly, like really take that as that he's showing up for you. I do feel like maybe your dad was a little bit of a taker in life, and I don't know what he means by that. Taking energy, not necessarily always giving it. So this is his way of.
Well, I was his caretaker when he was, towards the end with his cancer, and then I got diagnosed myself. But he was stage 4, and I was stage 1, so. I have one more surgery ahead of me, but I finished chemo and like everything's looking good on my end. But there's also like a lot of survivor's guilt, I guess you could say, because I lost my sister to cancer, and then I lost him to cancer, and
so let's talk a little bit, because he's bringing me that you're an empath, that you have the ability to feel other people's pains and sufferings. You understand that?
Yeah.
And so with that ability, and then I really want to hit this home with you guys so you understand there's a difference between a sensitive soul, is the soul that can feel energy, can lean in, and they're very moved by energy, and they can cry very easily. And where the empath has a physical experience where they can take on personality, they can take on the illness that they feel in someone else. And so that can become part of their journey. So where cancer is in the family, it's not necessarily your journey to continue with that experience. I do feel like knowing that will free you from a little bit of the storyline that you continue to play internally. You understand?
Yeah.
So where it comes around the voice is really showing up in the voice of love. I do feel that survival guilt for you, almost like it feels awkward. It doesn't really feel like it's yours. in the sense where I feel like grief is normal. Grief is like a natural experience, but then to feel guilty for being here, they want you to be here. Like, you're meant to be here. You're meant to, shine on and walk a new path and change that dynamic for your family. You understand?
I mean, yeah, but I guess I don't really know how to do that.
So it comes in time. Like, I want you to understand, like, right now, your energy is needed to heal, to be in your body, to understand who you really are and lean into like the possibilities. I really love for you to discover more about your empath abilities and what that means, and then how to start to hone them in. Like, because when we are an empath and we're messy with our energy, it's all over the place. We lead with our emotions rather than leading with our truth. We can't lead with our heart because we don't know how. So we kind of fall apart very easily. One of the things is really important for an empath is doing that meditation where we're bringing our energy centers and dialing them in, having a protective layer of light around us, taking a salt bath to remove the toxins of energy we pick up from other sources, especially since you go back and forth to doctors' offices and in the medical field. Like, you're picking up stuff. And your dad says you understand, because this is like why you get like headaches and stuff.
Yeah.
So leaning into that, that's going to change the storyline for you, my love.
So just like meditate more.
Yeah, it's not even just, it's meditating. It's like having a daily practice, and it's knowing how to do that practice. It's like surrounding yourself with God's white light every single day, making a bold statement that only that which is of God can come to me, so that you're staying in a vibration of love. So when something tries to come through your energy and it doesn't immediately hit you, it gives a little pause. And so you can stop to say, wait, I'm feeling like somebody else's energy is invading my space. It gives you a moment to understand, like, wow, I've been like absorbing everything every day, 24 hours a day. And that's exhausting. You're on social media. We absorb that. It's exhausting.
And sometimes I feel like too, I don't know if it's just, the empath, but sometimes I feel like I have gotten signs, I feel like, from my angels and guides that I have an extra like ability to communicate. Like, I've been communicating with my father, like, since he's passed, and I've asked him for signs, and then I've asked him for like specific signs, and then I asked him for a specific song, and like it literally came through like 2 minutes later. So I've kind of been wondering if that's sort of, I'm trying to believe in my own ability, whether that's something I should be looking to develop more.
Yes. So I have my angel healer training is where you're a great fit, and we are making that a digital product online, so that'll be available soon. But I have the in-person one coming up in June. So, depending on timing wise of your next surgery, June might be the nice one for you to attend in person. I feel like you're an in-person thing, not that the online one isn't great, because it is, but some people they need to be in the physical energy and have the experiences with other people. And I feel like that's where they're leaning towards what would be of service to you. So let's keep an eye out for that. And
well, I'm in Massachusetts. I don't know where you are.
I'm in Connecticut, so we do it. It's a 3-day event. So we send everything. We send the hotels and stuff that are around, and you're provided with vegan lunch and snacks and everything. It's an amazing experience. We go all out. Yeah. So again, like, that's on my website. If you go on to jeannestreet.com, there's a tab that says Angel Healer, and you can actually download the syllabus, and it tells you the whole program overview, and you can get on the wait list there too for the June event.
Okay. And then I was just wondering, are you picking up something like that, like that I have an ability than, say the average person?
Without a doubt. Like, for me, for me to lean into, number one, to around your throat, about your communication, about you being able to stand in your truth, And then them showing me your ability for your empath, like, Eileen, it's huge that they showing me like, this does not have to be your story with the cancer, that we can totally change that. We can shift that into a higher vibration where you're healed and that you are feeling really great and you're honoring your gift and there's not survival guilt. That's a really big thing to heal.
Yeah. Are you getting anything from my sister at all?
I just see she's like standing kind of behind your dad and there's just a smile. And is there a Maureen?
Maureen? No, not that I know of.
That's okay. It could be another caller because I'm just hearing Maureen. I don't get names too often, but I'm like, Maureen. I'm like, all right. So, well, thank you so much for calling in.
Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. It was nice to speak with you.
Thank you. You too. Tell my dad to keep coming around, please.
Oh, yeah, he will.
All right. Thank you so much.
God bless you, sweetie.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
You too. Bye.
All right. One more caller, my lovies. How you guys doing? Are you loving the show tonight? Oh my gosh, so beautiful. So beautiful. Hi, this is Jeannie. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, Jeannie. It's Rona. How are you?
Hi, Rona. How are you, love?
I am well. I'm calling in. You may have seen my comment that I'm missing my husband tremendously, Christopher. He passed away. But I've recently had a huge shift in my life, and I just want to make sure that I'm staying to the right path and, that I'm living my truth, if you will.
Rona, I feel like there's a giant yes that's coming through for me. Like, I mean, there's not even a shadow of a doubt. Like my whole body is in like this light kind of feeling. So when I hope that really gives you the yes that you just to kind of validate. I feel like that's it. Your husband, I get him right away, but I'm getting like he's so articulate. He has like great conversationalist. You understand?
Yes.
A lot of words. He's like, I don't know if it was books or what he did for a living, but he uses words really elegantly. It's his way of just kind of showing up and honoring the life he had. I feel like that's who he is. He's just really honoring everything, honoring you, the journey, the experiences. Did you know him when you were young? Because he's talking about when you were young.
No, I did not.
Okay. So what happened when you were young?
A lot.
Okay. Because he's bringing it up. So that must be something that's affecting you right now. And listen, our loved ones on the other side, they want to support our healing, right? They want to encourage us to continue to go forward of growing and evolving. So this is what his way of just supporting you. I don't feel like it's a challenge, although he's saying like you're going to think it's a challenge, but it's not. It's not a duel, he says. You understand that?
I do.
Okay, perfect. It's more of like a reflection, he says, more like a reflection. And then it's also like reclaiming yourself. So he's bringing me around this thing I do in my healing sessions, which are called soul fragments. And we leave soul fragments behind when we have experiences that are big, and I'll say like trauma based, and maybe trauma is a big word because they're being gentle around that word with you, but experiences that are painful and leave that imprint. And we leave a smaller version of ourselves in that experience, not on purpose, but in order to stay protected. And so soul fragments we pick them back up and integrate them back in. So another way to kind of experience this is thinking of your younger self and just scooping her up. And like, we're here, we've made it out. And it's just like reintegrating that back in and allowing love to fill in the void instead of the stuff, he says.
Okay.
Or more importantly, he says like avoidance.
Avoidance. Okay.
I don't know what it means for you, but it's not in a negative, but yeah, an avoidance.
Right. Yeah, I know about the soul retrieval kind of stuff. I am a level 1 shaman, actually.
Oh, so you know what we're talking about here, girl.
I knew exactly what you were
Beautiful.
talking about as soon as you started saying it.
Beautiful. So, I mean, we can be great healers for other people, and we sometimes forget that some of our journey needs to go. We need to look at it again. We need to be in that, because listen, the more you integrate back in, the more you will serve. Like that's next level stuff. That's who you'll support even greater and bigger. And I'm sure your clients, the people that you work with, they have similar stories.
Right.
And that's how they come to us that way.
That personal huge shift that I just had, like, spun me in a 180, and I just want to make sure that I'm gonna be okay.
I feel like you're gonna be more than okay. You know, I feel like God connection is a very important thing, and to remember that you're a daughter of God, that you're
Absolutely.
that's it. And that's the only thing I feel like is necessary to pay attention to.
Yep. I always like to use that. He holds me in the palm of his hand.
And like that alone is the grace, that right there. So yeah, don't have fear, have gratitude. They're saying have gratitude, be thankful.
Okay.
For whatever that is, whatever that looks like.
Awesome.
Thank you so much for calling in. I hope this serves you. And he's bringing me around heart stuff too. So I figure he has he had some issues around his heart before he crossed over, because I'm all around that congested feeling. You understand?
I do. He had a massive sudden heart attack and dropped dead right in front of me.
Yeah, I'm getting all of that. I'm getting dry mouth. I'm feeling like he probably had signs ahead of time, but really didn't pay attention to it.
Yep.
But I also feel like this immediate release, even though I feel like maybe there was some lingering on. I do feel like he was 1 foot on the veil, and that was all it took for him to say, oh my gosh, this is way better.
Well, that is comforting. Thank you.
Yeah. He's your hero. He's right there. He's like pushing you and shining you.
Excellent. Thank you.
You're welcome, love. Have a beautiful night.
And peace in your heart, too.
Thank you. Thank you.
Bye.
Wow, you guys, what a beautiful, beautiful evening. I have to thank all of you. And I just want to invite you again, like, go check out the Divine Miracles workshop. We kept the price super, super low. We want everybody to experience lots of love and joy stepping into the new year. And for those of you that are really interested in continuing to evolve and grow, my Soul Shine group is that for you. Trust me, we meet twice a month. It's on Tuesdays, and dang, I'm always like blown away at the sessions, right? So channeled messages directly for the group, for individuals. It's beyond beautiful. Well, I thank you. I thank you for hanging out with me and for honoring God with me. Like this year has been glorious and hard and messy, and there's been a lot of things that happened for all of us. And in my family, there's a lot of things that just blew my mind. So I'm going to end this year on that high note of knowing that I have beautiful angels above me. My mother-in-law, who passed away this May, is with us. She's been a beautiful shining soul for me. And now my friend Elisa, my dog Lovey, who crossed over. It's been a big year. So what do I have to say? I love you guys. Thank you, thank you, thank you. May God bless you and keep you. And may your new year be happy, healthy, and shiny. You guys, you know what I know, because angels don't lie. Have a beautiful, beautiful night.
When she smiles at you, she'll say,